Hi everyone, I'm Miss Jean. Are you ready for another mini adventure in Discovery Mountain? Well, Logan Lewis is expecting a special package to be delivered today. His mom, Hannah Lewis, placed the order for him earlier in the week. Now, Mrs. Lewis is walking into Trekkers now. Let's join her in today's mini adventure called I Promise.
Oh, hello, Hannah. How may I help you today?
Hi, Mr. Simon. Did Stan arrive with the mail delivery yet?
Oh, not yet. That'll be this afternoon.
All right, I'll stop back this afternoon.
It sounds like you're expecting something important.
I am. Logan has an idea for a project, so I ordered the supplies and, well...
Yes?
The company promised that the parcel would be delivered today, so I promised that I would help him with it tonight after school.
Ah, I see. And now you're hoping that the company keeps their promise.
Yes, so that I can keep my promise to my son.
Well, I can send you an email when it arrives if you like.
Oh, yes, that would be great. Thank you, Mr. Simon.
You're welcome.
Well, I better get back to school. My students will be waiting. Bye.
Bye. Now, what was I doing? Ah, yes, restocking the trail mix. With Jake around, this is a daily job.
Mr. Simon.
Logan, shouldn't you be in school?
Nah, if I run, I'll make it in time.
Your mom was just here checking on the parcel for you.
Oh, did it arrive?
No, Stan will be here this afternoon.
Okay, I'll come and check at lunchtime.
Oh, that's a little early. I'll email your mom when the parcel arrives.
But...
You don't want to be late for school, do you?
Nah, I guess not. Thanks, Mr. Simon. I'll see you at lunchtime.
But Logan, that must be quite an important parcel.
In spite of Mr. Simon's explanation, guess who walked into Trekkers on his lunch break? You guessed it, Logan.
Hi, Mr. Simon. Has Stan delivered my parcel yet?
Not yet.
Okay, the company promised it'd be here today. I'll be back later.
I'll see you soon.
A few hours later, guess who walked through the door of Trekkers? No, not Logan this time. It was Stan, the delivery driver, and he didn't have a parcel for Logan.
Bye, Stan. I'd better email Hannah and let her know that the parcel didn't arrive.
Hi, Mr. Simon. I just saw Stan driving away. I'm here for my parcel.
Well, I'm afraid it isn't here.
Really? But the company promised.
Disappointed?
Yeah, no one keeps their promises anymore.
Well, that's not quite true.
That's how it feels.
Have a seat, Logan. You look like you could use a story.
I do?
Let me tell you about a little boy. He was 5 years old. Now, this little boy loved to spend time with his grandfather in the mountains.
Like our mountains?
Yes. In those days, the grandfather set traps to catch food. The little boy would go with him to check the traps. Now, one evening, the boy and his grandfather were out late.
Past dark?
Yes, it was dark, and the grandfather had to go a little further up the mountains to check some traps. The little boy's legs were tired, and he couldn't keep going.
What did the grandfather do?
He found a large rock high off the ground with a hole in it, and he set the boy in the hole. Then he said, "Don't be afraid. Nothing can harm you here. I'm going just a little further up the mountain. I'll come back and take you home."
What did the little boy do? Was he afraid?
He was a little afraid. His imagination started to hear things that weren't there. But his grandfather had said, "I'll come back." And he believed him. So he fell asleep.
He fell asleep? Wow, I don't think I could do that.
Yes, well, the grandfather came back and carried him home, just like he promised.
Mr. Simon, was that story supposed to make me feel better about not getting my parcel?
Well, maybe not, but I hope it made you feel better knowing that there are people who keep their promises.
accept this company.
Logan,
Mom?
look what arrived.
It's my parcel. But
Stan delivered it to the school. I must have put the school address instead of ours.
so they kept their promise?
Ah, so some people do keep their promises.
Mr. Simon, you were right. Let me open it. Look.
It looks like duct tape.
Yeah, Kayla's old watch strap broke, and I'm gonna make her a new one for her birthday.
Out of duct tape?
It's all the rage.
I'll take your word for it.
Come on, son. I'm happy to keep my promise to help you.
Well, the company kept their promise, and so did Mrs. Lewis. Did you like the story that Mr. Simon told? It's a true story. Yes, it happened to the man who founded the ministry that brings you Discovery Mountain, the Voice of Prophecy. Now, his name was Harold Richards, but people most often called him by his initials, HMS Richards. And his grandfather kept his promise, just like Jesus keeps his promise to us to come back again. You know, I'm so thankful that God loves us even more than HMS Richards' grandfather loved him, and that he always, always keeps his promises. I'm Miss Jean, and you've been listening to a mini adventure in Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. Visit us at discoverymountain.com, where you can learn more about your favorite characters and listen to full episodes on demand. I Promise was written by Jean Boonstra and featured Audrey Payne as Hannah Lewis and Brad Dixon as Logan Lewis.